All right. Hello, everybody. This is Derek over here, and today we have with us Yee Qiang. Yee Qiang is a current student of ours and also a very talented developer that we have. We're very happy to have him on board on this call. I personally feel that Yee Qiang has an interesting story to share with a lot of Malaysians or a lot of people out there who are currently in the journey of learning to code. So, Yee Qiang, hey, thanks for joining in.
Hey Derek, yeah, it's nice to have me in here in this just a casual talk over here lah. Yeah, so let me introduce myself maybe. So I'm Yee Qiang, by the way. Currently working in Hacker Collective as well, and I was part of the I was one of the students in the Hacker Collective program. And throughout this journey of learning coding, I found it very challenging. When you learn alone and don't have any motivation and most importantly don't have any goals, right? And I think that by joining this program, right, I really found a lot of things that I never see myself inside me, right? I see myself as a person, I always find challenging stuff very exciting, right? But that's not always been the case, since because I come from a teaching background and I always teach online lessons. But I feel that I always in my comfort zone lately, and by joining the team and everyone and met Derek especially really give me an opportunity to really open my eyes and to really meet a lot of new friends, new developers, and a lot of opportunities for me to really get out of my comfort zone. And yeah, I think it's a very pleasant experience. Yeah.
Hey, dude, Yee Qiang, thank you so much for the sweet and very kind words. I appreciate it. But maybe, before we go to all that sweet stuff, maybe you can share with us, right, a little bit more about yourself, your background, where you're from. I think Yee Qiang has a very interesting background, which I feel can be very inspiring as well. Yee Qiang, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I come from a teaching background. So I've been doing a lot of teaching since almost a year and a half already. And throughout this journey,
before that, right? How old are you now?
Oh yeah, currently I'm 19. Yeah, wow, I'm 19 right now.
19 years old, still very young. I mean, what are you teaching?
Yeah, so right after I graduated, I was teaching maths. But right even before I graduated, I actually got into some teaching because I need to help out the financial in my family. So that is why I really got into teaching, because that's what I found my passion are. So I got into teaching career and get serious about it. Then after that, when I graduated, I teach maths as my career, and I teach secondary school. So I just teach tuition for almost a year and a half. And throughout this journey, I got an opportunity to learn coding as well. And I find it very interesting because after that, I also got an opportunity in my tuition center. They offer me a position where I can help them in their system and stuff, right? So I got very interested in it because I feel that that's my passion as well, because I can do a lot of things that I find it very interesting. I find that I might be very interested in and might be good at it, right? So I was building like a very small, like a automation system, which I help basically the administrative to actually automate their process. For example, registration system, all these school registration and stuff, right? So and the reason I got very serious into tech recently is because I feel that I've been limiting myself, right? Because I feel that the industry is because my own experience, right, in my tuition center, I feel that they are not valuing the values that you provide, over the time. So they always put time as the most priority thing in the business. But so that is where I started to find that I need to really explore more in myself.
Maybe you can share a bit, an example, Yee Qiang, about what do you mean by time? They value time more than value.
Yeah, sure. So basically, there's this system that I built for them, and it's really saved them a lot of time. So basically, just automate the process of sending WhatsApp messages. Basically, so then what the employer told me, right, is that they found out that I can solve this particular task in just maybe a few minutes, but initially it took them almost like maybe a few days and needs almost 2 to 3 people to actually complete that task.
So basically one by one WhatsApping leads, is it?
Correct. The traditional way. So by the time, right, they actually told me that why can I earn almost the same like bonus and maybe commissions but I just do all these tasks in just a short time, right? So the point they were saying is that I have so many free time. I just complete these tasks in just a short period of time. So I should not actually have the same salary with them, something like that.
Doesn't make sense.
So that's why, yeah, correct. Exactly. So that's why I started to feel that a lot of people's actually valuing the time actually more than your value actually.
So I think what you're trying to say, I think I understand your point, which means what you're saying is a lot of more traditional mindset. We're not talking about hacker mindset people. We're talking about the traditional mindset people, right? What they think is, okay, you got staff A and staff B. They don't care about what the output from A and B. They don't care about that. All they care is, does A look like he's putting in more time, right? And they don't care. What if B is putting in 1 minute and getting you a results of 10 ringgit, right? They don't compare the input versus output from both staffs. All they look at is the input, which I feel is very backwards. And I'm glad you see it as well, and you see your value lah. Okay, Yee Qiang, but just moving on from that as well, what got you into tutoring? I mean, see, so you if I understand correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, you went to Methodist Boys School, correct, for high school?
Yep, all right.
In KL.
Yep.
Okay, so anyone watching from Methodist Boys School, your friend is here, right? I think it's a cool school, right? I was from Wesley Methodist School myself, so I guess we were like sibling schools lah. So from Methodist Boys School, and then after SPM, everyone went to college, doing A levels, doing OSMAT, doing STPM, whatever, right? You name it. What about yourself?
Yeah. So first of all, the reason I got into tutoring is because getting someone to actually know something, right, is always my passion, right? Because myself, I struggle a lot when I want to learn, because I'm not very a good learner myself. So I really struggle a lot when I don't have someone that can really makes everything simple for me. So that's always my passion, to do that to someone else. And I hope that someone else can continue the passion as well. So that is the main motive why I got into tutoring. And second of all, the reason why I'm not, continuing my study further my, my college and stuff is because of the main issue is financial, right? And I feel that I don't really like how the current education system works now, right? You don't have money, then you can't get into college, right? I think it's kind of bad lah for some of
what about loans?
Yeah, so to be honest, because my family background and all this stuff, I'm afraid that when I got loan, right, I can't afford to pay for my living expenses and my daily expenses. So that's the main problem. So I feel that I don't really have much time, and I want to get into work right away so that I can afford my daily expenses. Yeah.
So basically, loan aside, right? You have something more urgent lah, which is to pay your bills first before even having the luxury to go to universities, right? Which takes obviously 4 years. And imagine that a lot of people, when they consider, should I go to a uni, or today very little people consider that. Out of high school, straight away they go into universities. Very little people consider. Even I myself back in the days, I didn't even consider. I was on autopilot right after high school. I just went straight into college, straight into uni. And let me tell you, the amount of time I used to decide on the major I was going to be doing for the next 4 years, and potentially the whole of my life, right? I took a whopping 1 month to decide which degree to go into, right? And I'm sure a lot of people did the same thing as well, right? They're like, oh, I need to go uni. Oh shit, if I miss out registration, I'm gonna be late. That's all they worry about. That what is that 1 or 2 months in the grand scheme of things, correct? So I think that's what I wanted to share. And also, you see, a lot of people, Yee Qiang, I'm sure you're aware of this, because Yee Qiang is one of the guys who's very aware about what's going on. And I think it's very good for someone at his age, 19 years old, not young, not old, but I would say in the grand scheme of things, still young, right? One thing that people miss out is this. When people compare between uni and self-taught or whatever, right? People compare these two things, uni or boot camps, uni or courses, right? People don't look at the time taken, right? Let's say universities, right? 4 years. People only compare, oh, it cost me 100,000 ringgit. Oh, it cost me, rent. I need to pay for rent. Oh, it cost me how much registration fees, the books, the assignments and all that small stuff here and there. But they don't consider the amount of money that you could have been making. Imagine if you didn't go to uni and you did a course that landed you a job in 3 to 4 months. Imagine that, right? Uni is 4 years. If you did this course and you got a job in 6 months, let's just say 6 months, right? You have 3.5 years making a decent salary. Don't go high like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7K, right? Just say basic salary, do a short internship. right? Get paid a small amount, internship 1.5K, 2K for 3 months. Get your skill up to par, right? Around fresh grad level. And then you get paid a fresh grad salary, right? And that's like 3,000 ringgit for the next 3 years, or at least, correct? So, I mean, that's just something I wanted to share. I'm sure you're aware of that as well. But you know, this session is not about me talking, it's more about you. So after high school, you chose tutoring. And why did you choose maths?
So the reason I chose maths is personally I like maths a lot. This is the thing, right? So I found that a lot of person, like majority of the people around me, right, they hate maths, right? This is always the some kind of the truth in in Malaysia especially, right? A lot of secondary kids they just feel that maths is something boring, is something that they cannot learn, right? Something that no one is ever gonna get good at it, right? If they are not good at it. And I don't believe that, right? Because I believe that everything you can improve, right? I'm trying to prove that to anyone that hate maths. And I'm just I want to simplify everything. And because I really like when someone understand what is the purpose behind learning all this, right? And it's always the purpose. It's not just the maths itself, it's for everything, right? I want them to really understand the purpose. And the reason I got into maths is because first it's very challenging, right? When you teach maths, because the fact that a lot of people already hate maths already, that's where the challenging parts, right, is there. So, and the second thing, right, is cause maths is really my interest. And I've been studying maths a lot, and I'm always dreaming to to get into a maths degree or something like that, but I don't have the chance. So I use that that passion to turn into teaching others maths, right? Yeah, I think that's a reason why.
Okay, interesting. So maths, and then how much of an advantage do you think being good in maths gave you when it came to learning code?
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of people say that you don't really need maths in coding, right? But I think not the maths you need, right? I think maths really helps to improve how you think, how you solve problems, right? Because I mean, there's a lot of other subjects you can train that too, but maths is just one of the options. And a lot of people feel that we don't need maths, so why should I learn maths? But I think learning maths, trying to accept that you can do maths is also trying to say that you can also solve problem, right? You can try to understand something that maybe you don't like, but it is helpful, right? So I think how much maths really helps me in terms of coding is really about problem solving. I feel that I can actually learn something very fast in terms of coding, right? It's actually because I have a good fundamental in maths, and that's really helped me how to think. Yeah, I think that's the main point. Yeah,
that's good. I completely agree with you. You don't need to go crazy and understand,
all right,
deep text. Deep mathsy stuff. All you're gonna do is fundamentally you need to know how to solve problems. And number two, the mindset, right? Oftentimes I see a lot of beginners, including myself back in the days when I was learning. I don't think I shared this with you before, right? Back when I was learning back in the days, I forced myself to do algorithms, right? The lead code, hacker rank kind of thing. Maybe I didn't have my maths is okay lah, right? I'm not like super proud of my maths. It's okay, it's decent, right? So doing it really got me thinking, as I didn't use maths as my benchmark, but I used my previous algorithm challenges as my benchmark. I told myself, wow, if something as difficult as this, I can solve it, why can't I solve the next one and the next one and the next one? And it is that fundamental belief that really challenges you to not give up. Because giving up is damn easy, right? Everyone gives up at some point. So don't give up and yeah, that's good. Okay, so what's keeping you busy lately?
Oh yeah, when I first when I got into this career, right, I feel that I'm in a very uncomfortable position. So and that's where I found that I have a lot of things that I haven't learned yet, and that's really keeping me up and keeping me motivated. Cause I feel that technology itself, you can't learn everything. So that is why I always try to adapt with the change and always try to explore. I think the key to really even get good in coding or in general, right, is to really try to explore. Don't keep yourself close-minded and don't want to try everything, right, and just give up, like what you have said, just give up, right? So I won't feel that I'm busy, right? I just feel that I want to make my time productive, right? I want to make my time productive and always keeping myself up, with this given amount of time, right, I just want to make sure that each second I'm learning something. right? It won't be, I will not say that, okay, in one day I can learn this framework or something like that, but at least you are better than yourself yesterday, right? And that's the motivation I keep on getting, throughout this journey. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Want to ask as well, what is the main what tech do you work with currently?
Oh yeah, so currently I'm really focusing on a lot of in Vue.js, right? The framework Vue.js, and also in terms of CSS, I actually started to really focus in Tailwind CSS, and I've been using both of these a lot, and I find it very interesting, and I started to love because not just the framework itself, but the projects you are able to build, right? Yeah, I think it's very amazing. Yeah,
You want to share with us some projects that you're currently working on?
Yeah, sure. So one of the project is that like building like a like a logistic website, right? So the idea of this entire logistic is just that the very challenging part about this project, right, is that you have to figure out the entire flow, because just imagine, a very great websites like Amazon and all these websites, you need to figure out, how many types of users you have, and you need to figure out a lot of flows, and that's actually not really part of the coding, right? It's part of the planning process, and that is why I love building projects so much, because you have to really figure out, all the skeletons and stuff, because if you don't have all those structure, right, when you really got deep into coding already, you just start coding right away, I feel that, you will just get lost, right?
Correct.
And yeah, that's the, all these recent project I'm working on, logistic websites, and one of it is like some automation, building a landing page automatically, and you have like an educational platform. All these projects I've been working on really teach me a lot on planning. Yeah, I think that's,
I think just to add, sorry, go on.
Yeah, all these projects that I've been doing, right, really teach me how to just step back one step, right, to think about the big picture first, and then only got into the detail part. Yeah.
Thank you, Yee Qiang. I'm very happy you shared that, because that is the one thing I realized a lot of developers, or today self-taught people, right? They get stuck. Don't say self-taught, right? Anyone learning a new skill always gets stuck in that. You go into the next framework, you go into the next challenge, the next tool, and you always explore directly. Oh, let's just use the context in tech. In terms of tech, I'm sure you've shared a lot. I've experienced as well, right? But I think a lot of our viewers might not be from a tech background as well. They are just newbies, so a lot of them are marketeers. Think of it in the perspective of marketing as well, right? If you talk about marketing, you have a lot of tools like MailChimp, like Facebook advertisement, right? Like Google Ads. At the end of the day, knowing to use the tool is just one thing. It's not what's going to pay you the money, right? What pays you the money is the thinking, the planning, the structuring of things, right? What exactly goes into using the tools, right? Because if all you do is use the tool, right, at some point that's going to be automated away. That's what we know, right?
Correct.
So yeah, okay. Hey, thanks, Yee Qiang. So in terms of your plans currently, as you mentioned, you're in front end, heavily involved in Vue.js and Tailwind. So I want to ask you two things. Number one, what do you feel is the toughest when it comes to front end development? And number two, what do you think is needed for someone to land a job in front end development?
So yeah, so for the first question, right, what is the toughest part in doing front end work, is that I feel that but first of all, a lot of people think that front end developers is just designing, right, design websites, making it beautiful, but I don't think that's the only case, right? Because that's my impression as well at first. I always think that I don't want to become front end because front end is not my thing, right? Designing, that's not my thing. But it is more like how would I say, it's like you're building the brains of a website, right? I know that backend, you have backend that empowers everything, you have your API and stuff, but front end really you have to really plan well, and that's the toughest part, right? Plan the entire thing, and making sure that your entire structure, and even the simplest thing, right, like how to construct your files, how you structure your files, how you make it, how you structure your code, in order, because when in terms of working in a team, right, how do you structure everything so that everyone can be on the same page. I think that's the hard part, right? Everyone can code, right? Everyone can code, but the most important thing is how can you code so that other people also knows what you are coding, right? I think that's the most important part in terms of working in a team. Yeah, and I think that's the toughest part, planning, and also how you structure everything. Yeah, I mean, coding, everyone can learn to code. Everyone can be very master in coding, right? You can learn a lot of frameworks, you can learn a lot of CSS and stuff like that. But yeah, how you structure first, yeah, I think that's the main part. And for the second question, right, I think the main, maybe like the advice I can give, right, if you really want to get a front-end developer job, is to really build projects. I think that's the main point, because after I build, because I don't really build projects, when I first get started, I always think that, practicing, just going through the docs, watching YouTube videos, that will, make me good already. But I think after I got into this career, right, and after I built some projects already, I feel that I kind of get the pattern recognition of all these projects, because after I build this project, I go into the second project, I realized that actually, the planning, you can actually almost use the same framework or same idea, same thinking process. So I think that's the main point. Building projects, building more and more projects, find a pattern on how you plan your projects, try to, find out how you solve all those problems. And once you actually, getting comfortable with all those thinking process you are having, all these strategies you are using, you are able to actually build any projects you want. Right, even though it's tough, but at least you got something up, you got the tools already.
Correct.
Yeah, I think it's the main point.
I think you can literally today, tech is so powerful in which with your own two hands, you can build anything you want in the world, right? It's a matter of time only, right? If today, Yee Qiang, I think once you reach a level in terms of development, right, you can confidently say that anything I throw at you, you can solve it. All you need is time, right? So this is where you have the concept of a 10 times developer and a junior developer. A 10 times developer is one who's able to solve a big problem in a small amount of time. Another one is one who takes forever or who can't solve problems, which I'm not trying to bash on uni students, but I met a lot. I frankly have interviewed over 200-300 candidates already. I can tell you that uni degree is not the thing that makes you stand out. It's your character and your will to learn, right? I met a lot of uni degrees. I even hired them, right, where they couldn't solve problems. I had me myself, right? I am more of a project manager. I had to go in there and learn to code and learn to fix that problem for him, which I feel if I have to do that, it means you're not doing your job. It's as simple as that, correct?
All right.
So, okay, hey, thanks for sharing that. So yeah, I mean, you've been learning to code. When you say building projects, I want you to clarify, right? What type of projects? Because a lot of people also, I say this all the time as well, do projects. And you know what happens most of the time? People end up going and copy pasting project. They look at the tutorial, they just copy. Then they do it for 2, 3, 4 months. Then ask me, Derek, you lied to me. I've been building some, look, I got Airbnb clone, look, I got Facebook clone, look, I got all these clones, but I still can't get a job. Look, I got all these clones, but I still can't build my own app. Why? Derek, why you lie to me, right? So what do you think about that, Yee Qiang? Can share with us.
Yeah, my personal opinion is that, I think it's good that at least, building Facebook clone, all this, just watching tutorials and stuff, I think it's good for starter, but don't get into it so much, right? I think my personal opinion is that start to try to build something that you always wanted to build, right? Don't follow other people's, Facebook, everyone build Facebook clone, everyone build Airbnb clone, because that's all those modern websites you have right now in the internet. But I think the main part is that building something you want to build first. For example, for myself, I always, because I'm in a teaching background, I always want to build like an education website, where you can have live session and all these kind of things. So I think that's where you can start first, right? Building the things you like, and you might even find a career in it, right? Maybe you have the passion to continue to use the project you have been building, and maybe even want to start a startup or something like that. Because that's where your passion is, right? Don't try to build anything, everything. Try to build where you really want first, and then from that you get an idea again, and you continue to build more things, right? So for example, just give an example. For example, I want to build an education platform. Then maybe from there, right, I realized that maybe I need somewhere that I can hold some seminars or things like that. Then maybe I got another project idea again. So always started with something you like. Then that is where you can slowly explore more ideas. Yeah, I think that's a main key. Yeah.
Thanks for that. I think that's very good. That I agree with you. And if I could add to that as well, right? I think one big thing about building your own project is you cannot copy anything, right? You force yourself, you're pushed to a wall. Like just now, Yee Qiang mentioned a good suggestion, right? Running live sessions on a web application, right? What goes into it, right? That's the end goal. Then you start breaking it down layer by layer, right? And when you don't have something to copy, you got no choice but to solve it yourself, because if you don't solve it, no one's going to solve it for you. And that itself is the whole idea of building projects. right? If all you can do is copy somewhere, good, yeah, it's good for starters lah, right? Beginners who don't know where to start, okay, go ahead and start there. Don't spend any more than 2 to 3 weeks. Once that's done, then you should start doing yourself, right? Cool, Yee Qiang. Okay, so what about your plans? Currently, you're in front end. Do you want to be a specialist, go deep in front end, and be a master, manage a front end team, or do you want to build yourself more as a back end or full stack? What are your plans?
Yeah, actually, I've been thinking about that a lot. Cause I heard one of the the live session Ming share about, right. Do you want to go deep into a topic, or you want to maybe understand all of the text? And I think I'm more to the understanding each of the tech. I want to go broad, right? I want to be able to understand all the pieces of technology so that I can join them together. But of course, before that, I think my current plan now is that I really want to deep dive into front end, and eventually, once I got the idea, I actually wanted to be a full stack kind of developer, right? Then once I understand the tech that I'm using right now, my next plan is to actually try to explore more techs, right? Try to understand things like maybe even machine learning and all these things, right? So once I try to understand every part of the things that I can the hot technologies we have right now, then I want to really have the skills to be able to when we have a project, I can use all of this tech where what I want, right? I can at least I know what is all this. So I think that's will be my plan in these next few months.
I like that answer. That's what we call a T-shaped developer. Heard of that, right? A T-shaped developer, where you know everything, a bit of everything, but you're focused on one thing and you're an expert in that one thing. Because it's not, you can of course go an expert in everything, right? Go deep in every vertical, but that's not realistic lah, right? Because you really can't, right? So okay, thanks for sharing that. So what else do I want to ask? Just give me a second. fail interviewer. I think I wanted to ask something. Just give me a second. So yeah, I mean, if you think about it, right? I mean, for myself, like Yee Qiang, right? Just to be upfront with you, Ming and I, we have big plans for you, right? I haven't really been talking to you a lot because you're busy with your development stuff, but very, very, very soon, and currently I'm also setting the base on our other products. But very soon, I'm going to get in touch with you to work on the business side of things because you mentioned that you're interested in business as well, right? We have big plans for you. And, by the time your peers graduate, when they're 22, 23, you probably would have had 5 years, 6 years of experience already. Not 4 years, right? 3 to 4 years of experience, right? By then, they are probably going to be struggling to get a job. And you're here leading a team already, right? So I can't say that because I personally didn't do that. I also went to uni and I came out from uni and then I only woke up and started to explore things, right? But for yourself, you are like way ahead of time, right? So I don't know. Do you think this is the way moving forward? Or do you see any, I'm sure because you are someone who's living through it. I'm sure you yourself must have seen the pros and cons of doing what you're doing now. Do you want to share a little bit with me as well on your perspective on this?
So yeah, just to get the question right, is it you are asking about what I've been doing now? What is the pros and cons of getting work right away, or is that right, the question?
Correct. What I mentioned was one big pro is that by the time your peers graduate.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I get a lot of those questions also from my peers. They've been actually telling me, why are you working so hard, right? Why are you spending all your time? You're just 19, right? You're just 19. You are spending all your time here for all the works. You never really get any fun, right? I've been getting all these doubts, questions from my peers, from my friends, right? And to be honest, I've been thinking a lot about that, right? Every night, when I go to sleep, I was just thinking what I have been doing today, right? Or all work, right? Did I enjoy myself at least? So I was thinking a lot about that. And personally, I feel that not everyone have the luxury to actually enjoy first, right? Because to me, I feel that from the family background I have, I feel that I don't really have much time to really enjoy first. I feel that I really want to to actually work hard and at least stay, have a financially stable, and I can support all my family. Then that is where I feel that I can enjoy, and that's one of the maybe downside of maybe getting into work right away because you don't really enjoy. But I feel that for me, right, I won't feel disappointed for the for the decision I make right now. When I graduated, because I feel that I'm doing something I like. So I won't say that I'm not enjoying, because I actually enjoy the process of striving, the process of hustling. You can't get the things you want, but you will be getting it, right? Just trust the process. I think that's really what I enjoy. Yeah, I think that's really what I enjoy. So
technically,
to
that
those,
con is not a con lah to you.
correct. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and that's what I told all my friends as well. I think that that there's no such thing as you can't enjoy when you work, right? Actually, there is like, it's just that you have to find the things that really keep you pushing.
So you're saying you enjoy a lot working with us?
Yeah, exactly. I met a lot of good people, right? Yeah, I really, to be honest, I feel that I never been in this situation before, where I really enjoy the work and stuff. Cause I always thought that teaching is my long-term career already, but I think I just a bit close-minded at that time. So when I jump out of that comfort zone, I really explore a lot of things. I can build all these projects, amazing projects, can meet a lot of very cool developers. Really just open my eyes, right? That's and good. I feel that's one of the pros in exploring all these things. And to all those like all those doubts and questions, right? I feel that you can actually enjoy just enjoy the process. Then I feel that cause a lot of people think that you can't enjoy in work, but I think that's not the case. It's really just found the passion, find your interest.
Yes.
Maybe it's just I'm very grateful that my passion is here, right? Maybe someone else, cause I met one of my my students last time, right? He actually told me that his passion is in cars, right? His passion is cars, but he can't really find a job right now, right? Cause all this pandemic. And to be honest, I really feel grateful about my situation also, because my passion is in coding and technology, and that is one affected by pandemic. Okay. So I mean, yeah, I think it's don't I think it's cause I like this one saying from Gary Vee. I think a lot of people, right, they just spend the entire day on working. But what he told me, what he say in one of his video, and I remember this a lot, right, is that if you got one day, you got 8 hours of time to sleep, right? The rest of 16 hours, why not use that 16 hours and work, right? And when you get to sleep, you sleep 8 hours, right? You don't think about working. Because I saw a lot of people that, okay, I want to sleep 6 hours, right? I want to work more today, right? But I think that's not really the case. You can still enjoy, but just make sure the time you have, right, make it productive, right? Don't slack off, right? Make it very productive, and don't even think about just resting a bit, right? Yeah, I think that's always the things that keep me motivating. And I don't feel that 19 years old and working like that is a bad thing lah. Yeah.
Good to hear. Do you have another con?
I think let me think about it. I think working so hard, I think one of it is really maybe you might not get a lot of time spent to spend with your friends. I think that's one of the most things that I kind of regret actually. Yeah, but I feel that by putting yourself in the better improving yourself, I think all these friendship things, right, you can actually you can still spend the time with friends. Because when I graduated until now, I didn't really spend a lot of time with my friends, because all I think is just work. Okay. Right, and all the people I meet is my employers, my colleagues, and all of these people, right? And they're also my friends, right? But all these friends that my close friends, all those person that really spend time enjoying, right? I didn't really get time to spend a lot with them. Why? Sometimes they even because I've been always really into work, so I kind of like reject a lot of those invitations, right? When they ask me, Yee Qiang, come movie night, right? I will just reject them. I had no choice sometimes, right? And they also told me a lot. They just tell me, why you don't spend time with us, right? They feel that I'm abandoning them, something like that, right? And I feel bad sometimes, because I don't have that chance. I have that luxury to spend time yet. So I think that's one of the cons. Yeah,
I can relate completely with you, Yee Qiang, because for myself also very similar, right? When you're into this path where it's very less people taking this path. I quit my job, right? I didn't have, I was unemployed learning to code. Same thing also, same thing, exactly the same, right? People asking me to go, I'm like, no, cannot. Because I only got one goal. I'm like, if I don't achieve that goal,
yeah,
what am I doing? I'm wasting my time, right? So I remember for me, when I landed my first few projects, I was like super duper happy, right? That really made. How about you? When you got this job, were you happy? Like,
oh yeah, I think I didn't tell anyone, but I was super happy, right? Because it was quite, I would say it's very exciting moment, because I got into a program, I'm part of the students, right? I got into a program like 1 month, then I think Derek just, offered me this internship. I was crazy about it. I tell everyone, even tell I tell my girlfriend, everyone. Then I was so crazy about it because I never think about getting a tech career, right? Because everyone been telling me, you have to go uni or stuff like that. But I think I proved myself, right? I think that I can still get at least a tech career, right? Even you don't need a degree, and it's been a very crazy experience, yeah.
Hey, Isha, why don't you for me, us talking about the whole, at the very start of the video, you mentioned something about time versus value, right? At the end of the day, what's the value that you bring to the table, right? And for us, for me, for my company, we're a firm believer of that, right? I think you should know, we never track what time you come to work. We don't track anything. All we track is, do you get your work done? That's the only thing we track, right? So for yourself, right, let's set a goal, right? Let the viewers watch also, right? What's the amount of money that you want to make, let's say by the end of the year, by next year?
Yeah, so to be frank, right, I don't really because I'm not the kind of person that I already thought about what is my goal in terms of financially lah. Because I from my previous working experience, right, I'm always being pressured by my employer, right? Don't think about money, right? Don't think about your income. But I think that's not the fact, right? Because you still need to live, right? You still need to live. But I've been yeah, in my previous working experience, I've been pressuring a lot, right? I have to work full day, but maybe getting paid less and stuff like that, right? So I'm not really thinking a lot about that, but I'm trying to set one goal for myself, is that at least in this let's say in this year end, right, I want to set myself at least I can go up to maybe 4 to 5K at least. Yeah, I think that's my goal for this year.
That's good. I think that's very doable, Yee Qiang. I mean, we have to have a chat on that. For me, at the end of the day, we are a new startup, as a lot of people might know, right? In fact, you should know as well. We're very new, small team, less than around 20 people, 20 of us in the team, but we're growing a lot. And I have very, very, very big plans for the company and also for you, right, Yee Qiang? So definitely we will work together to achieve those goals. I know we can, and I know you can also, right? So that's good. Yee Qiang, thanks for today's session. I think I understand you a lot better now. Looking forward to a lot of good stuff with you. Do you have any tips that you want to give to newbies out there?
Never really thought about that, but I think one of the tips, right, that I can give is that really that's always a thing that is in my mind, is that just try to explore everything, right? Because I think especially to those that at the same age as me, right, 19 or 18, right, when you just graduated and you don't know what to choose, because that's the case, right? Because I taught a lot of secondary school students as well, and they graduated already, and then they keep bugging me this question, right? What should I do? I think the best advice I can give, right, is that try to explore, right, anything you want, right? Even if something crazy, right? Maybe even just got a job, or maybe do something, or maybe starting a business, right? Even though you're 18, you want to start a business, just go ahead and try, right? Because I think from there you at least understand something, you get some experience from there, and that's always something that I want to try. And I think that's the best advice I can give, is to try everything you want, despite people doubting you, or you don't have or even though you don't have the money, right? Let's say you want to start a business, you don't have the money, but I think the experience that gives you, right, the mistakes that you make in those those tries, and the lessons you will learn, right, I think it's valuable, because like for example, and I also like this, right, because a lot of this maybe another advice I can give, is that a lot of people think that we need degree to actually get a job, right? But what's so, what's better than, actually working in that real industry, right? Working in the real industry instead of, spending 4 years of time learning the theories and not using it, right? And I think that's related to the first advice I gave out, which is, trying it first. If you want to build business, you not just reading business books, right? That won't help you, right? Just start doing it, start implementing it, learn something from it, even though it fails. I think that's it. Yeah.
Like what Elon Musk says, right? We have too many MBAs today. Too many people MBAs today, right? So we need people executing, not people just reading books. I mean, reading books are good. I read a lot. In fact, I read a lot. I can tell you, I read one book every week at least, right? So cool, man. Hey, one last question. So what is the one reason why you chose to join us last time?
Yeah, so one of the main reasons I chose to join is that I find that my mindset and Hacker Collective's mindset is similar, right? Because we don't just do projects, code and stuff like that, right? We also educate people, motivates people to actually be on this journey also, right? I think that's the main point, because when I got into this program, I didn't feel so, I would say, like the feeling like a family, right? People helping each other, teaching each other, if you face some difficulties, there's people will just reach out to you and help you out, and you will have the opportunity to actually share your knowledge as well. And I think that's the really main key, the spirit and the entire environment. That's what I really like about Hacker Collective, and I feel that I really want to gain as much experience I could in this opportunity I have. Yeah, I think that's really the main key. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for your kind words. I'm glad we served you well, right? And I'm glad that now you're in part of the team. We can further grow this initiative and impact more lives as well. That's my big plan as well. Okay. Cool. Hey, Yee Qiang, I think it's a pretty long call. Thank you so much for your time. It's time to get back to work for both of us. So do you have any last sharings that you want to do, or anything else you want to share?
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good. So,
all right. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching this episode of our Stories of Hackers featuring Yee Qiang. We will have more and more updates on Yee Qiang, and hopefully you guys can follow us along on his journey as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.